If you love Grand Theft Auto and you're hunting for what to play next, you've probably noticed most lists just dump every open world with guns and cars into a pile. We don't do that. What actually makes GTA addictive isn't map size, it's the loop. You drive across a city you believe in, an underworld engine keeps the story moving, and drive. Cause trouble, pick up the next thread, just clicks into place. So we left GTA itself off this list, you already know it, and ranked 10 games that capture that same feeling, judged on 3 things: a believable city, a fun crime, or sandbox engine, and a core loop that flows from grounded mob tragedy to total sandbox chaos. One of these is your next obsession. Number 10, LA Noire. This is the outlier that stands on the side of the law. Set in 1947 Los Angeles, you're not a criminal, you're a detective. The core isn't causing destruction. It's cracking cases, combing crime scenes for clues, then reading suspects through that famously detailed facial capture to tell when they're lying. The drivable period city is mostly a noir film backdrop. Its satisfaction comes from solving the case, not making a mess, giving this list a cool, composed final note. Perfect for anyone who wants a slow, cerebral experience steeped in noir atmosphere. But if you just want to floor it and cause chaos, this restrained investigative pace will almost certainly drive you up the wall. Number 9, Just Cause 4. Set across the fictional region of Solis, you play Rico Rodriguez, swinging across the map with a grappling hook, parachute, and wingsuit, with a main story about toppling a dictatorship. Honestly, the plot is thin, but this game's heart was never in the story. It cranks the traversal and destruction pillars to the max, turning the whole map into a physics-driven toy box. You can hook a fuel tank, yank it into a helicopter, and set off a chain of explosions. It doesn't care how you solve a problem, only how wild you make it look. Perfect for anyone who treats the open world as a stunt. Toy box, but if you want a crime story with real heart, that flimsy main line will leave you cold. Number 8, Mafia III. Set in a fictional southern city in 1968, you play Vietnam vet Lincoln Clay on a methodical revenge campaign against the mob that betrayed him. Its biggest asset is atmosphere and a powerful sense of place, the era's racial tension, the streets, and a full period soundtrack absolutely nail that southern city mood. Honestly, its sandbox missions get repetitive, but a heavy revenge narrative and strong immersion keep it firmly in its spot. This is a game where mood outweighs mechanics, perfect for anyone drawn to a story-driven crime tale and a Etusen Nihune Threats vibe. But if you've got no patience for repeating the same outpost clearing loop, the mid-game fatigue is gonna hit hard. Number 7, Watch Dogs 2. Set in a vibrant, open recreation of the San Francisco Bay Area, you play Marcus Holloway, a young hacker who joins the DedSec Collective to take down a corrupt mass surveillance system. Structurally, this is about as GTA-like as it gets. Drive across a believable city, take on missions, and cause chaos. Except your deadliest weapon is your phone, hacking cars, traffic lights, and people's devices on the fly. It ditched the grim, humorless tone of the first game for something brighter and more playful, and it's far better for it. Perfect for anyone who wants that GTA open city loop with a fresh hacking twist. But if you want hard-edged, serious crime drama, its goofy, upbeat vibe might feel a little too light. Number 6, Cyberpunk 2077. It stumbled badly at launch, but years of updates have completely transformed it. This is a first-person open-world RPG set in Night City, a vertical, neon-soaked sprawl where street crime and gang warfare are just the everyday backdrop. Its strengths are threefold: a believable, almost suffocating crime megacity, a genuinely deep RPG system where cyberware lets you build wildly different playstyles, and V's branching mercenary story. It drags the crime game straight into the future. Perfect for anyone who wants a futuristic underworld plus RPG and shooter depth. But if you just want to cruise around and sightsee, That heavy systems barrier is gonna slow you right down. Number 5, Saints Row Cut. This one shoves the chaos pillar straight off a cliff. You're the president of the United States. Aliens have invaded and you've been handed superpowers. Leaping over skyscrapers and sprinting through cars is just your baseline. It keeps the open city sandbox skeleton, but tosses realism clean out the window, trading it for pure spectacle and power fantasy. There's no moral weight here at all. It's about feeling unstoppable and laughing while you do it. Easily the least self-serious game on the list. Perfect for anyone who just wants joy and over the top. Spectacle instead of grounded crime. But if you want a serious story and real immersion, the relentless goofiness will probably wear thin fast. Number 4, Yakuza 0. It winds the clock back to bubble-era Tokyo and Osaka, where you alternate between Kiryu and Majima and throw down in satisfying brawler combat. The districts are small but absolutely packed. Sub-stories and mini-games everywhere, from running a real estate empire to managing a cabaret club with underworld side plots that never seem to end. If a giant map scares you off, these compact, walkable streets are a surprisingly gentle way in. But once it hooks you, hundreds of hours of content will keep you there. This is the ceiling for side content density, perfect for anyone who loves brawlers and doesn't mind. Drowning in mini-games. But if you only want to push the main story, the constant distractions make focus almost impossible. Number 3, Mafia Definitive Edition. This is a classic gangster rise and fall, rebuilt with modern tech, set in a fictional 1930s city. You play cab driver Tommy Angelo, pulled into the mob one fateful night, and you watch him go from an ordinary guy to a made man. It doesn't hand you a sandbox to run wild in, it's a linear, deeply cinematic crime drama, and the open city mostly exists to frame that focused story. The period clothes, the vintage cars, the street atmosphere, all of it is nailed down beautifully. This is a polished crime, tragedy, perfect for anyone who wants a cinematic mob tale over freeform chaos. But if you're here to make your own trouble, its tight linear structure won't give you much room to play. Number 2, Sleeping Dogs. It moves the stage to Hong Kong, where you play an undercover cop sinking deeper into a triad, torn between the Badge and the Brotherhood. The map is smaller than most here, but it's dense and full of flavor, with a street-level Hong Kong vibe that feels genuinely cinematic. Combat is hands-on martial arts, bone-crunching melee that's a world apart from the usual run and gun. Instead of bloating the runtime, it leans on one gripping undercover story and a compact city to nail the crime drama core. This is the small but sharp pick, perfect for fans of melee action and a focused, emotional narrative. But if you crave a giant map stuffed with endless side content, its modest scope might leave you wanting more. Number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2. Trade the modern city for the dying frontier of 1,899, and this becomes the genre's ceiling for consequence and immersion. As outlaw Arthur Morgan, every bad deed ripples outward. Witnesses talk, lawmen track your bounty, and the whole gang's fortunes rise and fall with your choices. The pace is a deliberate slow burn, slow enough that you have to actually live in it instead of grinding a task list. But that patience is exactly what makes Arthur's arc and this living Western world land so hard. It's the most genuinely moving game on this list. Perfect for anyone willing to ride out a long outlaw saga. But if you just want fast, mindless mayhem, the first couple of hours will test your patience. That's our 10 games like GTA. Want the closest thing to that open city crime loop? Red Dead Redemption 2 and Sleeping Dogs are the safest bets. Here for pure chaos? Take your pick of Saints Row or the Just Cause physics, Toy Box. And if you want a fresh twist, Watch Dogs 2's hacking sandbox is a blast. If this ranking helped, drop a like and subscribe so more people find it. And tell me in the comments, what's your number 1 game like GTA? See you next time.